Britain's auto sector on Tuesday. Welcome news that the United States and UK have agreed to implement key parts of their tariff-cutting trade deal, as levies on steel remain. US President Donald Trump signed off on the first truce in his trade offensive on Monday, on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Canada. The agreement will slash tariffs on British carmakers by the end of June and remove them completely on British aerospace imports. Britain in return has agreed to open its markets to US beef, other farm goods and ethanol. This is great news for the UK automotive industry, helping the sector avoid the severest level of tariffs and enabling many manufacturers to resume deliveries imminently, said Mike Hawes, chief executive at the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders. Tariffs of 25% on the UK steel industry remain, however, despite a bilateral agreement in May to completely remove the levy for British aluminium. We are still working at pace to make sure we can address the issue of tariffs for the steel industry, British Transport Secretary Heidi Alexander told Sky News on Tuesday. According to the Financial Times, talks have stalled because a significant portion of British steel is processed using imported materials. Trump in June increased tariffs on aluminium and steel imports to 50%, from 25% for other key trading partners around the world. The UK-US tariff deal described particularly its impact on sectors like automotive, aerospace, steel, and agriculture has indirect but relevant implications for the Iraqi Dinar (IQD), especially when viewed through global economic trends and investor sentiment. Here's how it ties in. 1. Global trade stability and risk appetite. Relevance to IQD when two major economies like the UK and US de-escalate trade tensions. It supports global market stability. Investor impact. Reduced uncertainty in trade reduces risk aversion, encouraging capital flow into emerging markets like Iraq. This could boost investor confidence in Iraq, supporting its financial markets and potentially strengthening the dinar over time. 2. Oil prices and industrial demand. Connection. The easing of tariffs on UK automotive and aerospace exports could increase demand for oil, as these are energy-intensive industries. For Iraq, Iraq's economy is heavily oil-dependent. Increased global industrial activity, like car manufacturing and air transport, may lead to higher oil prices, increasing Iraq's oil revenues. IQD effect. Stronger oil exports help Iraq's fiscal balance and foreign reserves, both of which support the value of the dinar. 3. Competitiveness and trade shifts. Steel and aluminium. Since the US has kept higher tariffs on UK steel, it may turn to other exporters, e.g., Turkey or Asian producers. For Iraq might fill supply chain gaps in other areas or benefit from shifted trade flows, especially if it expands into industrial, agriculture,